World Platform. I'm pleased that so many of you could be here with us today to celebrate this achievement despite the disappointment from MC12's postponement. Let me also welcome Deputy Director General Chang Chen Chan, a good friend and always supporter of this MSMEs initiative, Mr. John Denton, Secretary General of the ICC, and also a great supporter of the initiative and of this group in particular. And I would also like to extend my welcome to Ambassador De Boer from Canada. Thank you very much for your support. And to David Weller from Google, representing our various funders and partners. We are very fortunate to be able to present the Trade4MSMEs platform today, and thank you, all of you, for your strong support. The Trade4MSMEs Web platform refers to many ICC and Google resources, and it would not be here today except for the hard work and financial support provided by the MSMEs group's members. Let me now invite DDG Chang for some opening remarks. So, dear friend, the floor is yours.
Thank you, José Luis. Thank you for inviting me to attend today's launch of the Trade4MSMEs platform. I'm delighted to join you to celebrate this important achievement for small business and the international trade, especially at this time as we try to come out of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is important to show our support for small business seeking to benefit from international trade. The pandemic has devastated many businesses and seriously disrupted operations. Last year, 55% of MSMEs reported the pandemic had strongly affected their business, according to an ITC survey. And what's more, the MSME closure rate increased to between 20 to 40% for MSMEs in every region, according to the Future of Business survey. Supply chain disruptions from border closures and the lockdown measures have been especially hard on MSMEs. As the ITC showed, it was these more vulnerable suppliers that often bore the cost when lead firms suddenly cut back on demand. With resilience at the front of our minds, as discussed in depth in our recent World Trade Report, we recognize that until every business has the chance to get back on its feet and has the same opportunities to trade, we can neither find a true inclusive economic recovery nor prepare effectively for the next disaster. In this spirit of inclusivity, I commend the MSME Group's Trade4MSMEs online platform. This is an important resource, not just for MSMEs to find the information and understand the trade process, but also for policymakers to improve their understanding of challenges faced by small business and identify best practice. I look forward to seeing this platform in operation and the benefit it will bring. I encourage you all to continue your hard work in the coming months and the coming years. Although we hope that the worst of the pandemic is over, many regions are still suffering, and we know it will not be the last disaster to disrupt trade. It's efforts like this one to develop concrete tools and take business of all sides into account that can make a difference to the trade environment. It's on us to lead in making trade inclusive and accessible to all. Thank you again for your dedication, perseverance, and continued output. Congratulations once again for this effort, and I look forward to the result of your future work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DDG, for your very insightful remarks and for joining us today. Thanks a lot. And now let us play a recorded message from Uruguay's Vice Minister of International Economic Affairs, Ambassador Victoria Francolino. Unfortunately, the time difference did not allow her to participate in person, but well, we have this recorded message.
Of economic growth and development. Information is transferred through trade. New technologies and processes are transferred through trade, and global connections are made through trade. But there's an ongoing challenge. SMEs are much less likely than large firms to participate in international trade and receive its benefits. One of the main reasons that, according to SMEs themselves, is an obstacle to international trade is access to information. Trade4MSMEs is one step towards alleviating this problem. In order to make the trading system more inclusive, the SMEs Informal Working Group listened to businesses directly and imagined one possible solution to a challenge they face. As we slowly emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic and all of its trade disruptions and business challenges, especially for SMEs, it is important to find new ways to support SMEs and trade. The Trade4MSMEs platform can be one of these ways. This is not only true about Trade4MSMEs for today's recovery, but also for tomorrow's resilience by increasing SMEs' access to new international markets. I commend the SMEs Informal Working Group for its work to develop what looks like an important tool for both SMEs and policymakers, and I look forward seeing Trade4MSMEs at work. I congratulate all of the contributors on this achievement, in particular, Mexico, who has been instrumental in initiating and developing the Trade4MSMEs web platform. My thanks also go to the donors. The TAF2 Plus Trade and Investment Advocacy Fund with UK aid made it possible to start on this journey in the beginning. Without their sponsorship, Trade4MSMEs would not be where it is today. The government of Canada also recently stepped in to offer assistance at a critical moment for Trade4MSMEs. We sincerely thank them. But Canada was not the only one to come forward with support for the Trade4MSMEs platform. Google has also offered to partner with Trade4MSMEs, for which we are very grateful. Finally, my thanks go to the IISD and to the WTO SMEs team who helped develop the content of the platform under intense time pressure. I wish you a very successful launch.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for this message. I think these are remarks that are very well received. Now, before passing the floor to Mr. John Denton, just let me briefly welcome the presence in the room of the representatives of two other strong friends and supporters of the MSMEs, and in particular of the informal working groups in MSMEs, that they're the ambassadors of Mexico and the ambassador of the United Kingdom. So welcome to this meeting, welcome to this room. So now I would like to pass the floor to Mr. John Denton, Secretary General of the ICC and one of the platform partners, for a few opening remarks. So John, please, floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Cancela, and many thanks to you for your support and your leadership, and also to DGG Zhang. It's great to see you with us, and please pass on my solidarity to Dr. Ngozi for all that she sought to achieve and all that she will achieve when we finally get MC12 back on the road. And please, the support and endeavor of the Secretariat in delivering a successful result at MC12 must be matched by the endeavor of the ministers involved as well. Ambassador, thank you for your ongoing leadership of this WTO MSME group. ICC has contributed to your recommendations package, bringing business perspectives from the real economy and from our global network of over 45 million companies in over 110 countries. Let's not forget that more than 2/3 of the ICC is now comprised of entities based in and originating from developing and emerging economies. And we look forward to engaging in the group's work program in 2022 because it's just so important to the constituency of the ICC. Of course, the 2022 work program was supposed to be post MC12. And of course, it's disappointing, though understandable, that the ministerial conference was postponed. Indeed, this event was meant to have been held in the margins of the ICC WTO B20 Business Forum. But it's important that we keep the momentum going, and I'm pleased that we could continue with this launch. Let me also call out my Mexican colleagues for their leadership of this initiative, and of course, the minister from Uruguay and the WTO for its support. ICC and our many ICC Centers of Entrepreneurship are pleased to be partners of this platform, which will provide a one-stop shop for MSMEs and policymakers with links to practical tools, including a lot of ICC content, I'm pleased to say, such as ICC Incoterms and ICC's policy briefings. It's important that the platform will complement the Global Trade Helpdesk, of which ICC is also a strong supporter. And I look forward to the platform presentation and an update on this platform later in the event. Over the past 2 years, the COVID pandemic has been a severe test on millions of MSMEs. We are not through this pandemic yet. And as we slowly emerge from the crisis, and it is slow and it is a bumpy road as we know, we must now ensure that MSMEs are well equipped to thrive in the post-pandemic global economy. It's self-evident that the COVID-19 pandemic has demonstrated the importance of accelerating the digitalization of MSMEs. And indeed, MSMEs across the globe are increasingly leveraging digital tools to conduct business. As part of our commitment to digitize 5 million SMEs globally, we are opening centers of entrepreneurship in locations around the world to deliver tailored support to local entrepreneurs, small businesses, and startups. We not only talk about things, create policies and standards, we actually get stuff done. And our centers of entrepreneurship will be centers in the regions in which they're located for getting stuff done for MSMEs, for entrepreneurs, and ensuring people have a good chance to build a meaningful livelihood in a market economy. Our ICC Centers of Entrepreneurship are now present in 8 countries across Latin America, Asia, and Africa, and in 4 other countries as well. And we will implement their capacity building programs to improve connectivity, expand market access, and accelerate the digital transformation of local MSMEs. And in this context, I look forward to developing the synergies between these 2 initiatives and to working together to support MSMEs to thrive and to access global markets through increased access to and use of digital tools. When we speak, I'm not speaking as an institution, I'm speaking as an SME in Kenya. I'm speaking as an SME in Honduras. I'm speaking as someone who's trying to build a business to supply and trade coffee, or build a business trying to sell knitted homeware that they have created for the market. This is what's happening. This is what we need to support. And this is what this initiative will enable us to support. Real people benefit from action here. So thank you very much, Ambassador, for the opportunity to speak with you today.
Thank you very much, Jan. Thank you once again for your insightful remarks. And ICC's business resources are a very important tool for MSMEs all around the world. And we look forward for continuing our partnership going forward, certainly. Before demonstrating the platform itself, I would now like to play a recorded message from Mexico's Vice Minister of Economy, Mrs. Luz Maria de la Mora. Unfortunately, again, with the time difference, it was also not possible to have a live connection here. However, we are grateful to have this message from Mexico, and which has been a driving force, as you all know, for this Trade4MSMEs initiative. So let's now view the message.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. I'm very pleased to present to you today the Trade4MSMEs platform developed by the WTO MSME Group. The idea of this platform stems out of discussions the WTO MSME Group had with you, representatives from the private sector, on the challenges faced by these groups of companies around the world. You know better than anyone how challenging it can be for companies, in particular the smallest ones, to access international markets. Trading internationally can be complex and different for every single market. It requires significant research and knowledge that might be out of reach for the smallest firms around the world. When information is available, it is scattered, making the research process even more complex. It is to help small businesses overcome these challenges that the group developed that Trade4MSMEs platform. By identifying trusted resources and putting them all in one single place, Trade4MSMEs creates a starting point for new traders that can reduce the time a business needs and the headaches it has to suffer before it can internationalize. The platform is not only an aggregator of trusted resources, it also includes a series of short guides to help small businesses start trading across borders. Furthermore, Trade4MSMEs brings together information for policymakers, government officials, researchers, and companies throughout the world. It underscores important issues for MSMEs within short policymaker guides and highlights best practices. Trade policy reforms can make the difference between MSMEs trade participation and MSMEs trade exclusion. Creating a space where policymakers can learn more and identify successful examples is an important way to move discussions forward and inspire action. Finally, the platform provides information on international and regional initiatives on MSMEs and links to MSME data sources available for analytical purposes. The platform was developed with the financial support of the UK's TAF 2+ and UK Aid. Recently, Canada also offered further support for this project. I would like to extend my most sincere thanks to these two countries for having made this project a reality. Partners in the project include the International Trade Center and the Global Trade Helpdesk, Google, and the International Chamber of Commerce and their Centers for Entrepreneurship. We look forward to developing further partnerships in the coming months. We hope that this platform will make it easier for small businesses to reach international markets and encourage policymakers to design policies tailored to the needs of small companies. We, of course, welcome your inputs to make sure that this tool is most useful to you. Thank you for your attention, and we hope that this platform can be the difference in internationalizing your business.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Vice Minister. And once again, thank you all for these kind introductory remarks you have provided with. Let me also now welcome in the room the Ambassador of Mauritius. Thank you very much for sharing with us, for supporting us. Well, I think now it's time to see what we have been discussing for some time, the Trade4MSMEs platform itself. At the end of the day, that's why we are all here now. So we're very happy to have everyone here today to introduce this new website. Mexico will give us a short demonstration of the structure and information available on Trade4MSMEs, after which our generous sponsors will say a few words. Lastly, our close collaborators from the Global Trade Helpdesk, a sister website for MSMEs to access market and trade information that has been developed, as you know, together by the ITC, UNCTAD, and WTO, will provide a short update on this also very important tool. So Mexico, please, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. Esteemed colleagues, I am very proud to present to you the Trade4MSMEs platform. The idea of this project is to gather in one place, if not all, most of the information, training, and useful resources that would support the participation of small businesses in international trade, enhance their capacities, and promote their economic growth. We have two different but related target audiences. On the one hand, we have a section for micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, or as you've heard throughout this event, MSMEs, which is a WTO jargon for MSMEs, and I'm sure I'm going to be slipping into that quite a bit. So in this section, MSMEs from all over the world and with different levels of expertise can access our trade map, which identifies the main steps on the road to trade. There you go. So this trade or roadmap with these steps, for example, before trading goods, what should I know? What will I need to trade my goods abroad? How do I get my goods across borders? Then we have services, trade finance, digital tools, and what happens when there's a trade disagreement. Each of these topics contains relevant, each of those steps contains relevant topics, and each of them is paired with a guide to further explain the process. As you can see here, for example, export readiness assessment, how do I determine my product's HS code, assessing the export potential of my products, tariffs and tariffs. You can see here, for example, I'm going to enter digital tools to show you how the guides work. Here is an example of a guide, selling abroad online. How can I sell online? It has all these tips. What should I consider before selling online, and where can I learn more? And as you can see, each of this explanation is paired with a resource. Here you have a course on marketplace e-commerce initiatives, course on creating quality e-commerce content, and some small business trainings from Google. Turning to guides. Okay, technology has not been our friend today. Another example, digital tools and approaches. Here you have the guide. What new technologies and digital tools can I consider for my business? You have all this 3D printing, digital platforms, electronic payments, many others. And as you can see, all linking to useful resources to complete that step. How can I learn more about useful technologies for my business? For example, you have here a course on digital transformation, a course to introduction to e-commerce, innovation for entrepreneurs, blockchain for trade. And here, what other resources? You have resources from ITU Academy and Digital Academy from Google as well. Here, the idea is to guide our importers and our exporters throughout the whole journey, step by step, and pairing them with useful resources. Here, they also have a library of just by topic. You can go and research any topic here, or you can do a general search here. Later, we're going to include a regional map for further classification. If you enter any of these topics, you have here, you can do a research specific for that topic, or you can filter by subtopic. Now, on the other hand, we want to help policymakers and government officials create a regulatory environment conducive to MSMEs competitiveness and growth. So if you go to the policymakers and researchers section, you will find here this diagram that says why MSMEs and trade, for example, what are some key issues to help MSMEs trade, what is happening at an international and regional level for MSMEs trade policy, what MSMEs data sources are available for analytical purposes, what other organizations exist for MSMEs trade support. Just to give you an idea, again, each step is paired with important topics and guides. Here, for example, we can access cyber readiness and cybersecurity. What does it mean? Why does it matter for small businesses? What are the risks facing small businesses? Why is cyber readiness a trade issue? Where can I access policy guidelines, frameworks, and trainings? You have here all the resources is linked to. Where can I find best practices and national examples? Here you have Canada's government, ITU, the UK government. Many resources are linked here. Another, for example, this one has been discussed in the group as well. Legal entity identifier, what is it? How does it matter for trade and MSMEs? How can policymakers help? Where can I learn more about policy frameworks and guidelines? And where can I access best practices? And again, everything is linked to a resource. Every explanation, every guide is linked to resources. And as well as the MSMEs section, the policymaker has the library, policymaker library, and the same structure of you can go to any topic or you can do a general search here. Now on the landing page, back. So you have the two sections here. Here we will be featuring upcoming events that are relevant for MSMEs. Here we have a little information about our group. Here is the Global Trade Helpdesk, which is our partner in this project. Here is a section for users for them to subscribe to updates, suggest a resource, and very important to contact us and give us a feedback, because that is crucial to make it useful for this, as everybody else mentioned. Here we have our partners and our funders. It is very important to mention that Trade4MSMEs does not duplicate information contained in other sites. The goal is to identify the best ones and validate the information and gather them in one searchable website to help small businesses with challenges due to the volume, dispersion, and trustworthiness of the information. As I mentioned, for example, the Global Trade Helpdesk that focuses in market intelligence is a crucial tool for MSMEs trading international. Therefore, it is one of the most important resources featured on our website. We coordinate closely with them to best connect both platforms as they complement each other. The most important message the group wants to send is that this is going to be a living site. It will continue to evolve and escalate. The team has a clear vision of what we want to achieve and an ambitious plan to get there. We have set up a task force to keep enhancing the platform, build on it, add crucial information, and update its content. While gathering information, should we identify a gap, we want to be able to gather the missing information and or develop the necessary tools and training, either through the resources of the WTO or through other organizations. We already have ideas on areas of opportunity, such as digital transformation and building MSMEs digital trade capabilities, resilience, and a map to search for country-specific programs. We have also received feedback on some other topics, such as mandatory customs agents, labeling, AEO mutual recognition agreements, and reverse logistics, among others. Another goal we have is to include as many languages as possible. We're working with members of the group to have native speakers help us check translations. French and Spanish will be available before year's end, and others will follow. The plan includes expanding the project through synergies with the main international organizations working on MSMEs issues, like we are currently doing with the ITC and the Global Trade Helpdesk. I want to take this opportunity to reiterate our deep appreciation to our funders and partners, and I want to give a special thanks to Sofia Balino from IISD, Catherine Lundquist, and Sergio Martinez from the WTO Secretariat, who were instrumental in developing the site. Finally, this platform is for you. So the crucial issue for it to achieve its goal will be your input. We will appreciate all your comments and feedback, as this will help us make Trade4MSMEs the most comprehensive tool to empower small businesses. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alicia, for this very clear demonstration and for all the time and effort you have invested in developing this tool. Thank you very much. Now we invite all of you to explore the content of this site at your earliest convenience, of course, and we invite you to have your feedback on the site, which, as it was said, it's very important for us to improve this tool. Trade4MSMEs would not be here today and would not be able to continue in the future without the support of its sponsors. And we sincerely thank them for this. I now would like to give them an opportunity to say a few words. So let me start with the United Kingdom Ambassador. Ambassador Manley, you have the floor.
Well, thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, José Luis. And thank you too for Vice Minister Victoria Francolino for her comments, to Vice Ministra de la Mora, not only for her intervention, but also for the invaluable role that Mexico has played in coordinating this and bringing to a successful conclusion this effort. And thank you, Alicia, for setting out so well what this platform is going to provide to MSMEs. Look, we are, as you might imagine, very proud of the role that we're playing alongside Canada in funding this new platform through the what we know as TAF 2+. We're delighted to see this project come to fruition. And I'd also like to thank John Denton for his intervention. I think one of the really admirable things that we see in this whole initiative is the spirit of collaboration between the WTO. Thank you, DDG, for being here. Collaboration between the WTO and ITC and others. Collaboration between members and WTO. Collaboration with business. It's the sort of model that we'd like to see, to be honest, being replicated across the WHO agenda. And in our own case, we've obviously worked very closely with our own Federation of Small Businesses in the UK, and I'd like to pay tribute to the role that they've played in this too. I think we all know MSMEs are absolutely fundamental to the global economy and therefore to our prospects as we emerge out of this pandemic. 95% of businesses globally, 99% in the UK, over half of our global workforce. So what's good for MSMEs is good for the global economy. And we also know from all that good economics that we once studied, that those MSMEs that export more, that are more engaged in the international economy, tend to be more productive, more successful, and tend to grow. The M's become S's and the S's become M's. Some even become L's. So, you know, this is exactly the sort of thing that the WTO should be supporting, and that is where obviously this new platform comes in. And I've been delighted just in kind of recent months to see some of those successful MSMEs come here to Geneva to show what they are able to do with the support that this sort of platform offers. A great event that the ITC organized just a couple of months ago on that. So this new platform, as Alicia explained, will, we hope, provide MSMEs with the sort of information that they need to make that journey. And you know, really impressed by what team has managed to achieve on this, to give them the sense both of the kind of the help that's out there and the opportunities and resources that are available to them. And of course, it's also a useful tool for policymakers too, wanting to understand and share best practice and state-of-the-art policies which put MSMEs at their core. This is a great day. But it absolutely can't be the end of our effort to support MSMEs here in this organization. We can and must go further, identifying the obstacles that face MSMEs as they try and enter the international market, and working as an organization, as members, to overcome those obstacles so that they can indeed grow and thrive in the global economy. And we look forward to playing an important role with you, Ambassador, in taking that agenda through the informal working group and working with other members to make MSMEs one of the great success stories of this organization over the months and years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you again for all you have done to make Trade4MSMEs possible. Thanks. Let me now turn to Canada. Ambassador De Boer, you have the floor.
Well, thank you very much, Chair, for highlighting the importance of this initiative so clearly. And it's a pleasure to be here today to share this platform with the business community. It is truly impressive. I recognize what a valuable and useful tool this is, and one that would not have been possible without the hard work and commitment of the WTO Informal Working Group on MSMEs and the tenacity of Mexico for seeing this through. Canada is proud to sponsor the Trade4MSMEs web platform to assist businesses and policymakers in accessing key trade-related information that will undoubtedly support MSMEs integration into international trade. We also applaud the platform's other sponsors and partners for recognizing the value of this resource and the integral role that it will play in supporting MSMEs' export journey. As we know, the pandemic has been extremely challenging for workers, families, communities, and businesses, especially MSMEs. Even more so, women entrepreneurs and the sectors where they are most present were disproportionately impacted, further exacerbating the existing barriers they already face. Now more than ever, we need to do everything we can to ensure that the benefits of trade are more widely and equitably shared, to ensure that these businesses can position themselves to benefit from the recovery. Canada looks forward to supporting the further development of this platform moving forward. We will continue our efforts with like-minded partners at the WTO to ensure that traditionally underrepresented groups, including women and MSMEs, are able to reach new markets. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Greece, for answering our call for support. And we look forward to working with you in the future. Thanks. Last but not least, let me give now the floor to Google, a partner of the platform. So, Mr. Vela, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. We're honored to be part of this terrific initiative, and one of the advantages or disadvantages of going last is everything has been said. All the ambassadors spoke very eloquently to the challenges, and maybe just to underscore a couple of points and why we in Google and others in the private sector are so excited about this initiative. You know, as has been said, small businesses really are at the heart of most economies, and in most economies make up the majority of employment. And of course, as you all know, have traditionally faced extraordinary barriers in participating in trade, and their trade participation has been disproportionately low. You know, in the US, for instance, something like 6% of small businesses who are able to export, kind of given their range of services or products, actually do. So there's still much more to be done. You know, of course, two of the biggest traditional barriers for small businesses to participating in trade has been information asymmetries and geography. And the internet is helping change both of those things. And as a company that's been devoted to making information universally accessible and useful. The first part of that, information asymmetries, is something that we're super focused on and excited about, and therefore also very excited that the MSME group has identified as a key issue to work on. And of course, there are many private sector tools that focus on making information more widely available, but these often aren't finely attuned to trade, and they also are not oriented towards trade policymakers. So two gaps that this platform is aiming to address, and really applaud the leadership of Mexico and Uruguay on this initiative. Much more work to be done, but we're honored to be part of this group, and wish you well, and we'll continue to work together with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vela, for your support and for your insights. A huge thanks to all of our sponsors and partners who have made this effort possible. We look forward to continue to work with you as Trade4MSMEs is refined and new features added. I now want to invite representatives from the ITC to make a short presentation on the current status, including updates about the Global Trade Helpdesk. The Global Trade Helpdesk and Trade4MSMEs are closely linked, complementary websites, and it's important to understand their interactions. So please, ITC, you have the floor.
Thank you, Ambassador Cancela. And good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the multi-agency Global Trade Helpdesk Initiative, I would just like to begin with a sincere congratulations to the Informal Working Group on MSMEs. 4 years ago, in December 2017, the Informal Working Group and the Global Trade Helpdesk Initiative were both launched in Buenos Aires at the Ministerial. And today, in December 2021, while MC12 is just beyond our grasp, there's still a lot that we have to be proud of. We have you have the Trade4MSMEs platform, the Digital Champions Initiative, and I would also like to commend your work in really creating a united voice to support MSMEs on key issues. And I would also like to commend you for placing MSMEs at the center of trade integration efforts, and before the impact of the pandemic, and already seeing them as the foundation of the global economy. And also for recognizing the dramatic impacts of the pandemic and the clear and pressing needs that this presented. The Informal Working Group also responded to this. And it was part of this, with the support of the Informal Working Group, that we launched the Global Trade Helpdesk on MSME Day last year. And since then, we've reached 85,000 users across 200 economies. And this year, we also released the Portuguese version of the platform with the kind collaboration of Apex Brazil that really wanted to make this platform also available to their firms. And in our efforts to spread the word and to reach MSMEs and over 50 webinars and various events, what we realized is that access to information is crucial. It's crucial for making firms resilient, and it's crucial for helping them pivot and adapt to changing market conditions and continually changing policies. And I think for me personally, the most touching feedback that I received after a webinar to some youth hubs across Africa and Asia was one Kenyan entrepreneur who likened the learning about the Global Trade Helpdesk to discovering fire. Now, clearly his enthusiasm was a bit dramatic, but what was also clear is that the need for reliable and accessible information for firms is very real and continues to be so. So today, we move another step further with the Trade4MSMEs platform launch in improving access to information for firms. We're centralizing key resources to really help firms across the exporter journey. And as a member of the Global Trade Helpdesk team, I'm very proud to be part of this journey in various ways and to really see how together we can really guide firms through this journey. So what does this mean in practice? So let's pretend we are a coconut oil exporter from the Philippines. Where would we begin? We might start by learning about the basics of exporting by accessing the guide on Trade4MSMEs. Then we might be willing to assess our export readiness and to see if we're really ready to take on the challenge of reaching new markets. Then we might want to gather information about the target markets we're considering, looking at things like export potential, previous imports, tariffs, rules of origin, the regulatory requirements that we might face to see where is it that we really want to focus our efforts. But after that, we probably need to learn more about contracts. We need to understand Incoterms, and we may need to also learn about trade finance and what exactly this entails. After this, we might return to the Global Trade Helpdesk to actually get the contact information, understand the trade procedures, connect with trade finance providers and potentially importing companies, among other partners. But after that, we might still be hungry for more. Maybe our entrepreneur wants to understand how trade-related technology can help them, or how electronic payments work, or perhaps they would like to sell online and are interested in setting up an online shop. Together, these platforms really create, pave the way to global markets for firms. But having two platforms that work well together and have great information is only the start of the journey. So now the real challenge for us is, how do we make sure that this information actually reaches firms? How do we make sure that our firms and our countries and our organizations actually make use of this? So for me personally, I think that capacity building and promotion are really an important thing, and it's something that I hope we can develop together. Finally, I just wanted to congratulate the Trade4MSMEs team, because I know it's been a huge effort. So to all of you, you know who you are. Congratulations, well done, and very much looking forward to our collaboration, close collaboration in capacity building and beyond. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Anya, for your presentation, your update on the Global Trade Helpdesk, for posing this very important question that certainly we'll have to answer. Our continued collaboration, as you mentioned, is very important. Just as we build on the Trade4MSMEs platform, and to make our work and our trade more efficient, and at the end of the day, in benefit of the MSMEs. So thanks a lot. The benefit for MSMEs, which, by the way, is the benefit for all companies, because what is good for MSMEs, it's good for all companies, independent of their size. That's something I think we have to keep in mind too. This is quite a lot of information, and it's very exciting. With all this in mind, I would like to open the floor now to you, to members, for questions, for comments. So would anyone like to make a statement or ask follow-up or question? I see Mauritius. Mauritius, you have the floor.
Thank you, Ambassador. Ambassador, I'd like to join my voice to the others in congratulating Mexico for this leadership, and also yourself for taking this forward. I think it's very important. My thanks also go to Canada and the UK for backstopping such a project. I always say this about WTO. We spend a lot of time talking, but here we have a real project. This is worth 1,000 hours of trade facilitation negotiations, believe me. It's something we've always wanted for the MSMEs, and we are glad that it could actually happen with the help of the ITC. As a way forward, I would imagine that once we have started getting use of this platform, and I love the way Alicia introduced it, because it's so open. You look forward to feedback and you want to improve this. So I think that's the way to go, because different MSMEs in different countries always have different perceptions, and you want to bring that on board. I thought that was very interesting as well. And ITC, we know, because they always support us and they always do good things for us. As a second component, when we get more ambitious, I'm going to suggest that we look at how unpatented technology can be brought to MSMEs. And I always give this example of a woman who sells peanuts and who's never heard of aflatoxin. She will never go and look for the technology to get rid of that, but we might bring it to her. So congratulations again, and this is most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador, for your comments and for the very important points you had just made. I see Switzerland. Switzerland, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. Switzerland would like to thank all delegations that have put so much work in this undertaking, in particular Mexico, and of course you, Chair, for your continued commitment to this group. Switzerland is glad to see that despite the current circumstances, we can deliver a concrete outcome today. We welcome the launch of the Trade4MSMEs platform. We have always stressed the importance of access to information for MSMEs. Indeed, there is a wealth of information out there, but with limited resources, it can be quite a challenge for MSMEs to get all this information straight to make the best use of it. This is exactly where this platform comes in. It is a gateway to access all trade-related information in one location. It also includes a reference to the Global Trade Helpdesk that centralized relevant information on, for example, market dynamics, tariffs, and regulatory requirements. We are proud to see that with this launch today, the informal working group on MSMEs of the WTO can support MSMEs in a practical and concrete manner. We are looking forward to further engagement of this group and the WTO as a whole to undertake further steps to assist MSMEs around the world to integrate in global trade. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Switzerland, for your comments. Is there any other delegation that would like to make comments or pose questions? Please. I see none in the room now. So with that, we have come to an end of today's launch of the Trade4MSMEs web platform. Thank you all for being, sorry?
This one hand raised.
Who, sorry?
Of participant.
It seems we have a hand raised from a participant online. So, yeah, Ding Tao from China. Yeah. So you have the floor, Ding Tao.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Also here from China, and China thanks, and also congratulations for such a significant achievements, the Trade4MSMEs platform. I think that the platform provides MSMEs with market information, trade data, and etc., sharing global trade resources, and especially to assist MSMEs in solving the difficulties of high costs and limited access to information. This platform furthermore helps MSMEs to carry out international trade activities, to participate in global value chains, and to achieve sustainable development. Besides, together with Global Trade Helpdesk, it will play an important role in assisting members in promoting MSMEs development with domestic policies and measures. So again, thank you very much for such a great achievements, the platform for Trade4MSMEs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, China, for your comments. I think we have another request of the floor from the website. No?
No, there's just a message of congratulations.
Yeah, there was a message of congratulations. Okay. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to take the floor? Well, see none. So now we are coming to an end of our launch of the Trade4MSMEs platform. Thank you all for being here with us today. Please, we ask you all to explore the website at trade4msmes.org. For those joining via Zoom, the link should already be available in the chat. We look forward to your feedback and suggestions and hope that you find this tool useful. And of course, your comments will help us to improve this tool. But I cannot conclude this meeting without giving a big thanks to all of you, particularly all of you that have been working very hard, I would say, these 4 years already with us in the informal working group, every day, every session, trying to make things happen. Because as you know, that's the way we work at the informal working group. We always say that we are not just a think tank, we are a do tank. And our thing is to deliver concrete things, touchable things. That's what we are for here. So, but that's a huge effort and a great work of all of you. So thank you very much to all and every one of you. I want also to thank WTO, thank Chan for your support. Thank Eloy for your support as ambassador before and as secretariat now. And thank you, and special thanks also to our team, our great team with Emmanuel and Catherine, always doing a very efficient, very hard, very busy job. And I mean, with a lot of imagination also to make things happen, with very scarce resources, as you can imagine, but a lot of goodwillness and you know, and willingness to make things happen. So again, big thanks to all of you. And well, I wish you all a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks a lot. Thanks ITC for continuing your collaboration with us. And we have still a long way to go, but I'm confident we are on the right pathway. So thanks a lot. Have a good day.